Hey everyone, and welcome back to another week of Shiggles. I'm that guy Rickster,
And hi, Darren here, guys.
and this week we
Hi,
have
how are
made
you?
it. No, no, no. Let me say what I'm going to say. Listen, don't rush me. Anyway, we have made it to the end of the year. Remember last year around this time we said we want to do at least a year. We've made it to the year. This is the final episode for the year. Episode
Wow,
49.
congratulations.
Right? How do you
49 out of
feel?
54.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing journey. It's been an amazing journey so far.
Yeah.
um, I think this podcast has helped me a lot in different aspects of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like things I just generally want to talk about, and sometimes I see things and I'm like, I have no one to talk to this about, so I'm able to like express certain
Just
things
talk.
or
Yeah.
certain feelings or just talk. Also, it has helped me a bit to be more open
I
in
was about to
my
say that.
everyday life in terms of how much I give away myself to people. I know not a lot of people listen, but for the people who do listen, I'm sure they have gotten some perspective and different, ideas and what goes on in my head. Because
Yeah.
outside of here, I don't think on my regular social mediums I share a lot. So it
Yeah.
has helped me in that way.
I think it's pretty much the same for me. It has taught me as well to not be so guarded in a way because we're putting this out for the public, for anybody to listen to. And I think we mentioned this a few episodes back where when we just started, I was kind of worried about, oh, what if my family hears this or like I can't say certain things and whatever. And I realized over time, after doing this for a few months, I just say whatever I want. It's not
And
like
that
I'm like, oh,
is
someone's gonna hear this. Like, okay, if they hear this, it's fine.
and that is
So
so real.
yeah,
But one to comment on that, one thing I've been telling myself all year, like a lot of the things like I was scared of, I'm like, think about it. Who gonna check you?
yeah,
who,
exactly.
who gonna check you? What the hell are they gonna do? And like I've applied that perspective like to a lot of different things in my life. I'm just like, you have free will, no self harm.
There we
Who gonna
go.
check you?
The most you can do
So
is say something. I don't have to react to
and
what
then
you
at the
say.
end of
I don't
and
even have to hear
exactly
what you say.
and exactly at the end of the day, like, oh, so
Some
what
people
now?
some people may think like life doesn't have a block button, but it kind of does. Just call cutting you off.
Yeah, because like
So, not that I'm there, but if it should get to that point, people wanted to
no.
have some opinions about me talking about what I talk about on this thing. It's called, and I'm not talking about like our listeners, I'm talking about like if family members should ever happen upon this and they should come to me or my parents and be like, oh my gosh, do you know what your son is talking? I'm like, okay, then what? What are you going to do about that? Okay.
And there we have it. And
Yeah.
also, by the way, Merry Christmas. This will be released on Christmas Day. So,
It will, yes.
yes. So, Merry Christmas. Hope you're having a great holidays.
For those who
Yes.
celebrate it.
And even if you're not celebrating,
Happy
I don't know.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Find some cheer within yourself if you're not a
Winter
family.
solstice.
If you're not a family oriented person or you don't have families going to, or like you have your chosen family,
Yeah.
whatever. Um,
Speaking of
Speaking
which,
of,
what are your plans for the Christmas?
to be honest, I have no plans. My actual friend that I would have spent time with, he's going out of state to see his family. I have another friend who she might be working, but I think I'm just gonna hang around her maybe like the day before, the day off. I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure, but to be honest, I'll say growth because one, it's I still don't like the holidays. I absolutely hate holidays.
Same
But for
here.
once, this is the first year where I actually don't feel like doom and gloom and sad about family and not being around family. And I'm like, growth. I am enough for myself. Like
Yeah.
I've never felt like this in all 30 years of my life. So it's just like I like that.
You you already know how I feel about this time of year that I'm not like the biggest Christmas person. It's just ugh to me. And I for this year I've just been feeling like for the day, Christmas day, I just want to be alone.
Yeah.
Just want to be left alone. Yeah.
Aw.
And it's not so and because I'm not like huge into it, and the thing is, if there's somebody that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy, I will exchange gifts, I will do that, but I'm not like into the whole celebration and excitement and ooh, we're so happy. This is one fucking day.
I mean, I
So
don't.
I just want to like spend it by myself this year. And the only thing is, the only, as you mentioned, like you haven't been feeling doom and gloom. Like I have been feeling somewhat like, oh, I wish I was spending it with my parents at least. So I was even looking at tickets to fly back home, but they are so expensive
Super
right now.
expensive,
I
yeah.
waited too long to look check out ticket prices.
Did you check on
So
Christmas Day?
I no, I checked for the 23rd
So a
to
friend of
come back the
mine
26th.
said check directly on Christmas Day because a
Yeah,
lot of people would be already gone already because you're
that
trying to
makes
get the days
sense.
before sort of thing so the actual day it might not be as expensive. But if you really want to and you don't really care about being there before the actual day, that's something you could look into.
I should probably will. But as I said, I've just decided this year I just probably just want to be alone for the day. But we'll see how it goes.
I'm not super happy. Everyone knows I'm not a super enthusiastic person, but I do feel just like, okay, whatever, it's Christmas, you know? I've never felt like this in my life. It feels strange to me. It feels very strange, but I guess this comes
Yeah.
with growth and also healing and working on yourself to kind of get rid of certain things and thoughts from your mind, and I feel completely normal about it.
Yeah, same. That's the thing. Like, even though I say I want to be alone on the day, I feel content with that. I feel okay. I don't feel sad. I don't feel upset. I feel good. Because it's something that I don't know why I've just been feeling that way. I've just been feeling for the last, since like my birthday for Christmas, I just want to be alone. So we'll see how it goes. And I'll take myself out to dinner, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep. So let's get into
this
the
week,
episode.
mhm. so
But
the
question, showing up for
mhm.
yourself, that's the first thing on the thing. Haven't we spoken about that before?
I don't think so.
We
I think a lot
haven't.
of things we
Really?
have talked about like in passing or maybe like it came up during a
Yeah.
particular conversation but not necessarily something a
It
topic
wasn't like the
dedicated
main
to it.
topic.
Yeah, but the reason why I said that because um sometimes I find myself to be ungrateful about a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things. Um and then like sometimes someone shows you like perspective and you realize that things might not be the greatest for you, might not be the best, whatever, you're not where you like, but it's just that every day you get up and like you work towards something, and that in itself, even though it doesn't look that way, is actually showing up for yourself. Showing up for
True.
yourself, is you know small things that we don't actually think about, like ensuring that your bills are paid, for your comfort. Whatever goals you have to work towards, like getting up, and even like if it's something that's a long process, but you're getting up every day. So you're in college, you're getting up, you're studying. These are all ways that we show up for ourselves. And as I said, like a
Being
lot
your
of
own
times,
cheerleader.
yeah, and a lot of times because we don't actually like think about it in that way that we're actually showing up for ourselves, um, we kind of get blindsided or like we lose sight of the actual picture and the moment that we're
Yeah.
actually, in. So that's one of the reasons why I put it on it because I saw this video the other day and was just like, oh, you know, you go to the gym, but it was like a trash workout or whatever. But the greatest thing is that you showed up for
You
yourself
went to the gym.
today. So
Mm-hmm.
it's on that particular basis why I put it there.
Like Miley Cyrus says, I can buy myself flowers.
Yeah, just little things like
Yeah.
that. And don't let
Yeah.
people look at you and tell you that, oh, but that's so sad and whatever.
It's really not though.
Change your perspective on doing things alone. Those little things you take up and you do for yourself, those are very, very, very important.
And sometimes you end up probably having way more fun when you do it by yourself because and this comes in, let's say you travel alone a lot. Some people do that all the time. And people are like, how do you do that? How do you travel by yourself? Yes, I travel by myself and I go to all these countries by myself, but you don't know the experiences I have, all the people I meet, all the friends I've made all over the world, even though I'm traveling by myself. And it's not a sad thing. And I don't have anybody, it's not that I don't have anyone to travel with, but I just like doing that by myself. So I
Just
don't
like
know.
me, I will go to the movies with people. I will, absolutely will. Back home it was a thing for, and Dino listens to this podcast, so yes, I'm talking about you. Back home it was a thing for us, no matter how busy we were, when we have like major blockbuster movies, to always go together. Fast forward, I moved here. I don't really have that person who loves movies as much as I do, or love TV as much
Yeah,
as I do. Um, so it started out as something where, I have a membership, and I'm like, now I'm thinking maybe I should actually pay like a subscription so I can watch any movie at any time,
at
because
any
like
time.
every month I go to the movies at least once or twice by myself, right? I schedule a day, I take time out, I say, okay, I want to see this movie. I get my ticket. I go in my reclining chair, and most of the times that's like the most relaxing,
See,
best
I'm
two,
fancy. He
three
goes in his
hours.
reclining chair.
Oh, I don't go to movie theaters that don't have a reclining chair. We're not doing that. First of all, I am 6 feet and then some tall. These legs, when I sit down for too long, they get cramped. So I need my legs to be stretched out, and
Actually, same.
comfortable. So exactly. So like the other day, a friend gave me a ticket to go see Wicked. Mind you, not the
Uh-huh.
movie was very good, but I was so uncomfortable most of the time because it's not my regular theater that I go to, and
Which
that theater
theater
that
do
I
you
went to,
use?
I go to Regal. I'm
Me
not sure if you.
too.
Nice.
Yes. Like there's
Regal
an
is so
AMC close
this,
by, but the
and
Regal is like so much better. It's like so
that
fancy.
is the
So I
thing
go to
because
Regal.
a lot of the AMCs have older buildings, older theaters that they
Mm-hmm.
haven't upgraded as yet.
Oh, and
Not
they just renovated my Regal. It's
and
like
and there's
top
some
notch.
nice AMCs. Let me not trash on AMCs, but I've been to a lot of AMCs, and I've
Mm-hmm.
noticed that every Regal that I've been to, very updated, very
Yep.
classy, nice, pretty lights, everything
Have
inside and the
you?
theater.
I haven't done this yet. They even have like a bar inside where you can like get wine and stuff and
Wine
all
and
that. Like
stuff.
it's very nice.
Exactly. It's very
It
fancy.
is. Have I haven't done this and I think I'm gonna try it once. Have you ordered food on the app and have them delivered to you
No, I
on at your
haven't.
seat? I should try it one time. I should
But
because I
it's
have
a
the app.
it's but as I was saying, it's a great experience. And when I went
It
to that
is.
that AMC, it was very ghetto, and I was cramped. Like the space between my knees and the following
Yeah.
seat was very close, so I had to keep like shifting to the left and the right because it was, and Wicked is like 3 hours.
So I
So I
heard.
enjoyed the movie, but it was a chore to sit through it because I was very uncomfortable. I'm like, damn, I wish I
Yeah.
had bought, I don't want to be ungrateful, but I wish I bought the ticket myself and go to Regal where I would have been comfortable. So
Yeah.
I do that for myself. And whenever I leave, I always feel so relaxed. I'm not getting thoughts of, oh, I should have gone with this person or I should have asked this person.
Exactly.
No, like I feel very refreshed. And I'm like, those are ways that I show up for myself all the time. Like, give myself some relaxation. I have a
And
very busy
also
life.
if you decide that you want to take yourself out on a date,
It's
nothing's
not
wrong
a
with
taboo
that.
thing.
It's really
You
not.
should actually.
You go out and you treat yourself the way you'd want to be treated by somebody else, and you have your fancy dinner and you sip your wine and you enjoy your time, and
And
nothing is wrong with
these
that.
things raise your standards. Because when you're
Mm-hmm.
able to do these things alone and do these things by yourself for yourself, it sets the bar at a particular point where,
Yep.
like, these are the things I like and enjoy and I can do for myself. So I don't care
Mm-hmm.
about you taking
So
me to
when you
dinners or movies or all of that. What can you do to
and
make me
that's the
really,
thing, because you know you can do all that by yourself.
So I
So
don't
when
need you to do that.
somebody else come in the picture, what are you bringing? Because I can do all that. And it's not to say you're being cockety or conceited or all that, but as you said, you know where your standards are because you've
Right.
already set that for yourself. You
And
do
you
all these
spend
things for
so much
yourself.
time with yourself that you
Yeah,
know and understand how to show up for yourself.
there
So
we
someone
go.
showing up for you is a different bar now because like, come on, baby, I can do all of this. Like,
It's like this video I saw, and I think I've said this to you before, like women, and I guess to an extent gay men as well. But some people put up with a lot of bullshit, and I'm wondering why they do it. Like I saw this video with this guy. Um, he's taking the woman out for her birthday. And I think he brought her to some fast food restaurant or something. And she's there creating this scene, talking to the person in the back. Oh, would you, if he was your man, would you want him to bring you And blah, blah. And he's like, the guy literally said on the video, you know, I don't work. You know, this is what I can afford. You should be happy that I even brought you here. And then she's like, that doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. I'm the one who this, I'm the one that you've not been working, whatever. And I'm like, but why are you still with him though? He does not
exactly.
work. You're the one doing paying all the bills, doing all these things, and he says he's going to take you for dinner. You were expect the man who was not working. You were expecting him to take you to a 5-star restaurant. What were you? What?
And I
Why are
hate
you
to
still with
say it.
him?
I hate to say it. And this is kind of divergent from, well, not really, but the expectations a lot of times that people put on people who they're dating
Mm-hmm.
in that case is very unrealistic. That's one. It's also unnecessary because a date can be you call me to come, let's walk down 5 blocks, have a conversation, and I come back in my house. So
And
these
delusional.
unexpected, exactly, these unexpected, these unrealistic expectations of you need to take
Yeah.
me to a restaurant where we're spending $300-400. Like, a lot of times it's for show to call my friend and say, hey Rick, you know, this guy took me out and the restaurant was fancy and he spent $400. Most of the times it's not necessarily because of something that you like, say you like to fine dine. It's just very unrealistic. And if I know you can only afford to take me to Burger King and I want to go to a fancy restaurant, why the hell would I be with you knowing that you cannot support?
And not only that, you are in the video as the woman getting upset because he brought you to, I think it was KFC or something like that. You're going to be upset and talking about, oh, he's not working and this is what he wants to bring me for my birthday. Would you appreciate that if your man did that? And the guy is like, I'm not working and I brought you here. You should be happy. So I'm like, at what point is it just the dick? Because what is keeping you around? What? He must be very good in bed because I don't see what else is keeping her around.
And I think it always goes back to a lot of time things that people want from people, like people they're dating or stuff like that, are not things. Not all the time, but a lot of times there are things that they don't want to be doing for themselves. They just
Mm-hmm.
expect this person to come and pick them up and do all of this fine thing and take them all of these places and spend all of these money that they're not spending on or able to spend on themselves.
Yep.
They can't even show for themselves in that way, but they want someone else to show for them like that. And a lot of guys see that, or gays or whatever, and be like, but you can't even do that for yourself. So why you want me to do that
Yeah.
for you? You're looking for like a bank or something?
I see these videos all the time and I'm just like, people really put up with some bullshit. And I'm like, why? Why are you putting up with that? It makes no sense to me. But then it goes back. I think again we said something similar to this in previous episodes. The self-esteem probably isn't there. I don't know. But people need to do better sometimes and don't settle. Cause why wo- why would you be with him? Okay. Too much on this. Too long on this. I'm still baffled. My flabbers were gasted. Let's say that.
Anyways,
But
so looking,
anyway,
you wanted to talk about personal
the
hygiene?
personal hygiene.
No, the beef.
Listen.
I have a lot of
People.
beef with this. A lot of beef.
Same.
A lot of different beef.
Oh
No,
my God.
and let's be realistic here. I don't want no one come down on the cross and tell me that you might actually do. You might actually do. But most people shower at least like once for the day.
At least.
Whether they decide to, if it's when they're going to work or when they're going to bed, whatever the case it may be. My God, some people don't shower at all. And how I know is like sometimes I be in the gym and one person is at a particular place. For those familiar with the gym, whatever, say they're around like a particular machine, and the entire circumference, radius, whatever, of where that person is smells, meaning you don't have to walk past the person or be standing beside the person. The entire place smells, reeks of this person.
And
And
when
I will
it's
look at
that
it that this,
strong,
you know, this person don't show maybe in a whole entire year, because what the fuck? Like,
and I always wonder, you don't you smell yourself? Are you just nose blind? And I do get it. Like some people, it's a medical thing where they cannot control their body odor. But for most people, you're just nasty. You need to take care of yourself. And not just showering, not just that. Like if people who are just walking around in like damp, moldy smelling clothes and it's not ironed and it's like crumbled and here not done. This is why don't you didn't you look in the mirror before you left the house? Not even spray like a cologne, little
and
niceness, nothing.
not cologne on the stink because
No, no, I'm just
people, you
saying, like
have people who
overall,
spray
because you
cologne
have
on
people.
them dirty clothes. When I
No,
say
but you
dirty
even have
clothes,
people who
like
dress up very nice out there, but when you go near them, it's like the smell.
reek.
So it's not, so it's just like, why you don't smell that? Because everybody else does. Can't just be us. It's weird.
But there's this thing too, and it's not an excuse. Someone says the saying that say if you still in shit long enough, you stop smelling it. It's an actually true thing. You
Yeah, you
a
go nose
particular
blind.
a particular scent is on you for a while, so I assume. But there's something has to be in your brain that says, hey, me no bathe from morning. I haven't showered all day. Let me go and get a.
And you know what else is horrible? This is now going to the mouth. People
Mm,
who smoke tobacco and
mm.
then drink Monster or Red Bull, those two things mixed together, when that mouth opens, you think you're in the depths of hell. It is a
And
horrible smell.
this is one of the reasons why I find it hard to date people who smokes, because I like to kiss.
Same.
And of course, sometimes you kiss someone and it might taste stale, but that's a different thing as to
Than
if
just having bad breath.
bad breath in your mouth tastes like cigarette or weed. And I tell people like it's a deal breaker for me because I like to kiss a lot. And then if you want to force your tongue or shit like that in my mouth, and then I'm tasting the weed
Oh
that
my
you smoked,
God.
or I'm smelling it, like that's a no for me. Like
I kissed
no.
someone who had just smoked weed. Like they were a big, I don't know if they still do, but they were like a big weed head at the time. It was like my first time kissing somebody who smoked weed. I was like, nope, this is not for me. I cannot do this on a long term basis. It was a huge turn off. I don't know how people do it. I do not.
Mm-mm.
At least use some mouthwash after after you smoke something because the smell.
But this is a
Because
thing. Go ahead.
hygiene is a big thing for me. Like I'm
Same,
big on hygiene.
same.
And I get it. Not everyone can afford to buy certain things, to do certain. Not everybody can. But if you are in the position, why aren't you? At that point, that just tells me you're nasty. And you know the type of job I do. I'm working with people closely on a daily basis. It's part of the reason why I put this on the thing. Because sometimes, and you're coming into a doctor's office, you're not going to a gynecologist or anything like that. You're coming to check your eyes. So I don't get why you're walking in and you smell like that. It is
But
weird.
this is a thing, right? Personal hygiene goes a very, very far way. Like even in ways that people don't think about. One, change them bed sheets. You should not be sleeping on them bed sheets over 2 weeks. I don't care. Like,
Right?
2 weeks is even pushing it, but 2 weeks if like you're not wearing your outside clothes or going dirty in your bed, okay, 2 weeks. But change your bed sheets, wash them sheets, wash your clothes. Because you have people
Don't
who
just take
shower
up a
and
shirt
wear
out the
dirty clothes,
pile.
and the shirt, the scent over time builds up. Wash your clothes. It's little things like change your pillowcases. You drool on the pillowcase. We shed dead skin that we can't see, every single day. Change your sheet, change your thing, brush your teeth at least once for the day. Things like that. Like, just have some care or thought about yourself, like, to be clean, because you're going around people and it's very hard when you have to take public transportation, go in public spaces, and like, you're sometimes, this is what I hate. I'm feeling nice and fresh, and a
And then
whiff
you
or
come near
someone come
me.
beside me and I feel that the scent is trapped on me. I hate that feeling
Yes.
absolutely.
Or people who walk around smelling raw. I'm like, you don't smell that?
Because
It's
there
weird.
there are times when I know my personal hygiene is very good, but there are times when I get around someone and there's a scent that arises and I'm like, Jesus, I hope that's it. And I'm smelling
And you smell
myself
yourself
and
because you're like, is that me?
I'm
Even
like,
though you know it's not you.
ain't no way that is me. But
And then sometimes I'm like, you don't have any friends, no family you live with,
oh my
nobody's saying anything to you.
Mm-mm.
Okay, cool.
And this is one of the pet peeves that I have. And again, for me, I'm going to tie it into personal hygiene because if your house is dirty, you're dirty.
That's a big one.
There is no way you can say, oh, but I showered and everything and da da da. If your house is dirty, you are dirty. And
I cannot be in a dirty house.
I hate when people be like, oh my god, I never got the chance to clean up. You do not clean. I can tell
That's
you
how it
do
is
not
all the
clean.
time.
Because someone who is clean, if you go inside your space and it's untidy and things are a little about and there might be a little bit dust, you can say, okay, whatever. It's you haven't cleaned maybe in a little bit. But someone who is truly dirty and you can tell, don't tell me you never get a chance to clean up when you have all them bags that you ordered food how many days ago lying about the
Exactly.
place, garbage piling up, your shit is dirty.
At any given time, anybody can walk up into my place because even if I didn't clean up, you would never know
You would
because
never
it is
know.
freaking
And
clean.
this is the old lady part of me because I was raised with my grandmother and she taught me a lot of things. You're on the street, you wear good underwear. You could fall down and then need to
My
strip your
mom
clothes
told me
off.
the same thing.
Yeah, you could fall down and then need to strip you naked. Your clothes is clean, you're clean. Or they might have to rush you home from wherever you're at. Ensure your bed is spread, your place is tidy. You do not know when people is showing up. And someone
Hmm.
asked me this one time when they visited my house. She was like, damn, you so clean, or you clean up because I'm coming. I'm like, no, if this space ain't clean like this brain is not functioning.
Two things: bathrooms and kitchen has to
uh-uh.
be clean. I cannot be in a dirty bathroom or a dirty kitchen. My skin
No,
will crawl.
no,
And I
let me.
remember growing up, and I think is why I still have like separate clothes for separate things because I had clothes I wore in the yard and
Mm-hmm.
clothes I would wear when I'm going on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything was separate. Yeah,
And I separate
they were
my stuff.
clean.
This is one thing. And when you say bathroom, a lot of people just don't do this. And I'm like, you can, personal hygiene, having like terrible hygiene, that shit can make you sick all the time too. Right? You go in the restroom, you shit, you piss, skid marks there, the brush is right there, and you don't even take 5-10 seconds to clean this thing up. Things like that
Yeah.
pisses me off. You're nasty. You gonna sit on the dirty toilet afterwards. Like, how do you even do that?
And then when you look in some people's toilets and you see that brown ring, even in the tub, why? Ajax.
I can understand if it's stained from like water, which is different. But like if it's something it looks like you can rub the brush 2 times and it goes away, then I'm sorry. Um,
Fabuloso.
I'm gonna judge you. And as
Dawn dish
someone,
soap.
As someone who
So,
is very
bleach.
very lazy, I like to pop out and sit on my toilet to pee, do every single thing.
Same here.
So it has to be clean because I will go and do it in the dark, like in the dark. But because I'm a very clean person, I know that no piss and leave on the seat, no
Mm-hmm.
none of that shit. No, the mirror
I
dirty and you take pictures same way and then stop and take 5 seconds and wipe the mirror
just
off.
wipe it
And then you
down. I
post a
don't
caption,
know.
dirty mirror. Now, if it's an outside mirror outside of your house, okay, fine, whatever. But in your house, you say dirt, clean the mirror off.
And you know what it is as well? Sometimes, you're talking to somebody, getting to know them, and they take like selfies and send it to you, and you look in the background and see all these things. Like, why your room look like that, sir? Like, what is going on? What did that bomb go off?
Funny story. I was supposed to hook up with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, yeah, you can come to my place, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. No, there's certain things I do and there's certain things I will be looking for from I'm outside. So from I'm outside the apartment, coming in the elevator, all of that, I'm assessing, what's going on. I'm like, damn, this is a beautiful apartment. Like it's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Updated, well painted, elevator working, carpet not smelly. Because some of these apartments in New York, I don't know what they be doing outside. Like the person cleans it, but like it holds
Yeah.
a scent. Got inside, and when I tell you, it's like you open a luxury building, and
Yeah.
when you go inside, you walk into like a ghetto, like a trash can
Of the person's room,
room
apartment.
apartment.
Okay.
Them sheets haven't been changed in at least a year.
Oh
White
my
but
God, no.
brown, trash everywhere. Dogs running over, feeding all over the floor. You can see dirt on the floor. Now I know some people in the gays like to talk about the sex is gonna be good when you go and the house is
Not her
like that.
backside.
But with this person here, I was
Not
like,
doing it.
I was like, I'm very sorry. This cannot work.
I could not
And
do it.
I made a U-turn. And they were asking me like, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm like,
You don't see your apartment. You just invite people over here like
who
that.
raised
Okay.
you to have guests in your apartment? Like, is that the environment you were raised in where your parents have the place dirty as hell? Guests come in and did not even take up at least a broom to make it look a little.
Somebody sent me a picture of their brother's room the other day, and my skin crawled. When I say McDonald's bags all over the place, bottles, flies, maggots, and bed unmade, sheets. I'm like, you sleep in this every night? You don't smell that? You don't see the mold? All the rats having fun? The parties they're throwing in your room? The rat and the cockroach them? The parties with them are throwing? Like, you know, see that? Okay, cool. Can't do it. Personal hygiene goes a long way. It's not just taking care of yourself, it's also where you
Your
live and your
house,
space.
your
Hmm.
space, all of that.
And it kicks me, like the people who invite people to their places knowing that's what they're inviting them to. Why do you think everybody's going to be okay with what you have going on? I get some people come over and they just go for it anyway because they don't give a fuck. They just want the dick. But not everybody's going to do that. Like some of us have some sense of
Let me tell
decorum.
you, if I ever decide to invite anybody in my home, even if the entire house is clean and I was laid up in the bed and the bed is not straightened, I will get my ass up and it's like you're walking into a hotel. Everything
Mm-hmm.
is made because I mean, like, it's a reflection of the type of person that I am. And nobody will ever say he's a dirty boy.
And you know how you can tell when people have no home training? When you invite them to your house and they don't take their shoes off. In this house, we take our shoes off when you walk through the door. Or they don't even ask you, oh, is it okay if I keep my shoe? At least ask me that. But don't just like walk onto my car. Take it off. I have a cat.
Leave it at the
Don't know what
door.
you're bringing into the house on your shoes. Take it off.
And pets. I'm glad you said that. I hate the fact that people get pets and neglect them. I saw this video the other day about this girl cursing out her friend. They had some sort of disagreement, and she was
Mm-hmm.
dragging her, saying that she's a dirty bitch. So people were dragging the friend and saying
A
that,
dirty
but
bitch.
you realize your friend is like that. You didn't help your friend clean up. You didn't talk to your friend and say like what's going on, let's clean up, like are you depressed, what are you going through? You stayed there with a friend in that dirty place, so you're a dirty bitch too. The girl is dirty, but you
Birds
are
of a
dirty
feather.
too. And when you saw that video or the pictures of the receipts that she posted trying to drag the friend that the friend was dirty, the girl
Yeah.
had maybe 3, 4, 5 litter boxes. Them cats shit in them little boxes for days on end until they stopped shitting in the boxes and were shitting
Because cats are very clean. They're
outside
not
around the
going to shit in
boxes.
somewhere where shit is. They're going to start going outside of it. You have to clean it.
No, if my cat shit once, if you have cats or pet, you know one shit them need for shit and the place bomb up like it's an explosion. If once, imagine that many times. A lot of people
And not
get
just that
pets
many times, but multiple cats.
multiple times and multiple cats. A lot of people get pets, and pets you have to be in charge of their personal hygiene too, and it also contributes to how your place smell. And that's one of the reasons why people say they don't like going to a lot of people's houses that have pets, because they neglect the pets, the dogs and whatever, and they piss and they shit everywhere and they don't clean it up. So your house starts
You've
smelling
never
like
been
whatever.
here, but when you come through the door, you can't even tell that I have a cat because
And that is
his litter box is hidden
and
away from
that's
everyone.
that's something I pride myself on, because my cat likes to hide under my bed and sleep there whenever he doesn't want to be bothered. So if someone
Hmm.
enters my room and he's not present, I'm like, "In here smell like cat to you?" And they're like, "Oh no." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Good,
it
because
shouldn't have to.
I don't want to be smelling him either." So the moment he
Because
shits in that box is clean, everything is clean, Febrezed out. I don't play them games.
because even where I have his, and I think I told you about this, you could get one of that the cat
That
cabinet
covered,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, and I realized it also masks the smell. So whenever he does his business, I don't even smell it because everything is controlled. Because smells, my nose picks
And
up
they
everything,
linger.
and
And
it drives me crazy.
smells linger
So,
in fabrics.
oh yeah,
So your curtains, them sheets you don't change, them upholstery, all them things, scent lingers. You have to,
be on it.
so don't
And then
neglect
for
them
people,
pets.
people who have like their dogs, and the dogs is like peeing over the floor, and they're not cleaning it up or sitting in the house. Why is your dog sitting in your house, sir? Ma'am,
That's one of the reasons why I
clean it
said to
up.
someone I would like to have a dog, but not in New York. It's not a system where you can let the dog go in the backyard or the front yard and shit. No, you have to take that dog out at 6 o'clock in the morning throughout the day to get them to pee and do. I don't have time for that. And if you don't do that, they're gonna be peeing and shitting in your house.
I see people on my camera, some bad 12 o'clock in at midnight.
Night, I have to
A
take out
what
the
dog
dog.
for dog shit. Me not have time for that. I'm sorry. Don't have time. Not doing, which is why I have a cat. Like, dogs are too needy for me. I love dogs. Don't get me wrong, I love dogs. But if I'm going to take a dog, it needs to be an outdoor dog. Go outside and do your business. I'm not walking you at 12
Mhm.
o'clock,
Or 6
1
a.m.
o'clock in the
6,
morning.
7 a.m.
Not
in the
doing that.
morning. Right
I should
now,
be sleeping.
right now, it is freezing.
Hmm.
And
And they're still walking their
they still
dogs.
have
They
to,
have
they don't
to.
have no choice to walk the dog. You crazy?
And I'm sorry. I'm not. For people who have dogs out there, love that for you. Kudos. Perfection. I do not want to be scooping up a steaming pile of shit
With my hands
with my hands, even
every
if it's
day.
like it's in a bag or whatever. No, supposed the bag got tear when me I scoop it up, and that come from my hand. Would I no, would I chop off the hand? Me couldn't do it. Would I just leave the hand right there? Me cannot do it. I don't know how they do it. Because these bags that they use, they're so thin. Like,
Mm-mm.
oh God. I see people
But
in my neighborhood all the time walking their dogs for the
good
dogs.
for
Even when
them.
it's raining and stuff, they have to be out there in coats and like walking the dogs to shit. I'm not, I meanwhile, me and my cat, we're just watching you walk your dog from the comfort of our home. I like how we started about hygiene and now we're dragging dog people.
but,
But
but
anyway.
one
Oh,
of the things I wanted to talk about was
uh-huh.
music, um the nostalgia that music brings. I like
Yeah.
the fact that, music is a time travel, maybe real, but it's not out there as yet. We don't know. But for me, there's something nostalgic about listening to songs, and sometimes like they remind you like of the
It
particular
teleports
time
you to a
period. They tell
specific
it to a
time.
specific time of your life. And I like that sometimes because like it reminds me, like sometimes I listen to like an old 2000 song, and like I can literally feel as if I was a kid again and this is what I was doing. And I think that is something so beautiful about music when in that form. I hate when it's attached to someone.
Oh, okay. Now that
Now
that
that
is the
form of
messed up
not,
part.
I have been working ways of detaching songs from people because I'm like, this is too much great of a song for it to be wasted on you. You mean nothing, but this song means everything. I've been working really hard at that.
So Beyonce's song Levi Jeans.
Yeah.
I've been skipping that shit now. Like I liked it before and I've been skipping it now because every time I hear it, I think of something that happened. Because literally, I was listening to the song, right? And I was texting this person, like, oh my gosh, this song is literally so us and like what we're experiencing and like doing together and whatever. And then the following day, I think it was not the following, like the same night, they messaged me some shit. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is ruined for me now. So every time I hear the song, I literally remember that moment. So I skip
I
it
have
now.
a
I
I
can't
have
listen
a
to it.
I have a recent story. So I had a crush on this guy for
Mm-hmm.
quite some times, and this is one of the reasons why they say keep your crushes as crushes, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I mustered up the courage. I started talking to this guy, right? And I guess it was very fleeting, but
Clearly.
you shady bitch. But I
Yeah.
guess it was very fleeting, right? Die with a Smile just came out, right?
Is that the Gaga song?
Yes.
Yeah, Bruno
And
Mars. Yeah.
what is funny about it is that not had like a conversation with the person at that time that I was a huge Gaga fan, right? So I was
Yeah.
there enjoying the song, really nice song, blah blah blah. And they were talking about how excited they were for something relates to me. And they
Mm-hmm.
sent me the clip with that little dancey dance when the music is playing and she's dancing, swirling around.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, are you a Gaga fan too? And they're like, not really, but they like her. And but this song and the vibe that little dancey dance, and it was just so crazy. So I started listening to that song a lot more because of this person, because I'm like, hey,
Oh.
I'm dating my crush, blah blah blah, whatever. Anyways, that fell through the window 2.5 weeks later. I don't. I did not listen to the song for maybe like a week, but then the song came on one day while I was at work, and I'm like, it's really a beautiful song. So you know what I did? I'm like, first of all, I'm a Gaga fan. You're not gonna ruin a Gaga song for me. So
Exactly.
here's what you need to go over there. I looked at the situation for what it was, and I worked my way, and I detached all of them strings from that person, and now I can enjoy the song again. But there are
Yeah.
cases like that where you listen to a song so much you attach it to a person, and then when shit goes left and whatever,
You
like it just
can't listen to it
ruins it.
anymore.
Not happening.
And not
Absolutely
only
not.
like attaching it to someone, like even to a specific moment in time. Because
Time.
sometimes I'm at work and certain songs come on from like early 2000s, like, oh my God, this is high school. And I start remembering stuff from around when that song came on when I was in high school. So it's not just like just people, but like just moments in time as well. Like music has that way of bringing you back to a specific time. And I love that.
But for me, something the reason why I brought this up is because I realized that songs that I used to listen to at particular points of my life where I was feeling depressed or not really loving myself, I've been listening to them the other day and I'm just like, lyrics means a lot to me. I hear the lyrics first before I hear anything else. Um
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm in the gym. And then in the gym it's beats only, primarily beats. And I'm listening to these songs and I'm like, wow, I no longer feel this way. I no longer think about myself this way. And it's like the song is still a good song, but the way I used to listen to it and how I used to feel about myself when I listen, I'm like, I don't feel this way anymore. So
True. I get that.
I still love the song, but I don't really identify or relate with it because that version of myself is now
It's
healed. And I'm
gone.
like, that's such a beautiful thing. It kind of showed me like the growth of where I was and where I'm at right now. And I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
that is a beautiful thing. It showed me something that I didn't really think about or see. So it can be good in, some ways. And then, when it's attached to a person or place or something tragic or a death or something like that. Because whenever I hear See You Again, I remember when my best friend died like in 2015. That song was
Yeah.
big in 2015. He died in 2015. And
So
it's
you
like,
remember it.
I don't even feel sad about it, but whenever I hear the song, that person immediately comes to my mind.
Yeah. I get that. It's
So it can
like
be
when or this is around like 2017. This is before I went to China. So I wanted, and I don't know if I ever told you this, but I wanted to go to Japan. Like Japan is where I wanted to go. So I was like sending applications and resume to like all the agencies so I could get to go to Japan. And I started watching like so all these videos on YouTube, and I found this one specific page with this guy, this Asian guy and his girlfriend. They moved from Canada to Japan, right? And the music that they would use, I love like music and stuff, so I downloaded like a lot of the songs that you would use in the playlist from this one specific guy because he did, you could call them like elevator type music, but it was just like the beats and whatever, and they were really really good, so I would listen to them while I'm watching the videos and stuff. And of course, Japan didn't work out. Like, eventually, I had to give up on the dream of like, I'm not going to go to Japan. So then China worked out. And for months, a year or so, I could not listen to those songs because every time I listened, I heard them. I remember the fact that I was so excited to go to Japan and I was so disappointed when it didn't work out. So I couldn't listen to them. Now I can because I'm over it. But back then, I could not. So, yeah, I get what you
sometimes you
mean.
just have to get up and just decide that a person, a place, or a time is just not gonna ruin this song for me, and like
Yeah, because they're good
you
songs.
gotta.
So of course I'm going to listen to them. But
There we
yeah.
go. But
But
with
with
that
that
said,
said,
I hope you guys have a really happy holiday.
yes, we do.
Merry Christmas again and a happy New Year. This is our final episode, so
For the year.
for the year.
Hmm.
So the next
Who
time you
knows
guys
what
hear from us will be
2025.
25.
I was about to say 2025 with the full government name.
Will
But
bring.
also we are going to be taking like a 2 week break, holidays and all. So we'll be back 2 weeks from now. And
And
with
for the
that
persons who
said,
supported us for the entire year, thank you so much
yes.
for being here. I really appreciate that. Hopefully we can elevate things next year and garner more viewers or listeners, not
Yeah.
viewers, listeners.
More listeners because we're not doing video.
Yeah,
And I know like
but
people might say that that would probably like push it a bit more, but do you want to do video? I don't
we
want to
live
do
in two different
video.
states.
Exactly. But we'll figure it out and we'll see what we do come 2025 and we'll take it from there. But thank you for the support, guys. We really do appreciate it. And we'll catch you in the next one. I've been that guy Rickster. This was
and
Shiggles.
And this was Darian on Shiggles.
And we will catch you in the next one.
Next year. Bye, guys.
Happy New Year, by the way. Bye, guys.